In and amongst the nuts and bolts, the bikes, the tools, the fertilizer, the small appliances, at the familiar family store, there's an art exhibit that'll change the way you look at art. So we have Amy John Quest, Dean Nimmer, Harry Craven here for a little bit more information. Now, it's going to be happening at your store, but your store in and of itself is kind of an art piece. It's kind of a landmark. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, back in 1946, my mother and father, Harry and Mary Craven, started as Highland Variety Store across the street from where we are now. And they started
right in Holyoke?
Yeah, right in Holyoke. And you started as a little gift shop selling, socks and aprons and zippers and buttons. And from there, it's developed into what you see today, which is a full-fledged hardware store and a bike shop. Back in the day, when we started off in the hardware, we're also a big toy store before all the big box guys came to town, and that's why the bicycles are still part of our mainstay. And we've developed slowly, one step forward and 3/4 a step back to.
Well, and we're looking at the outside. I mean, everybody drives by here often. It's the epitome of a great, it's a small town store in a big city. And then you've also taken it a step further. You love collecting photographs, and if people walk around the walls of the store, they see some of these works, and they're beautiful photographs.
Yes, they are. That all started innocently enough, Seth, back probably in the mid-'80s. An old friend of ours that actually was a neighbor of my wife and mine gave me some 8x10 photos from an old contractor named Sam Hoyt that built a lot of homes in the Highland section, and I put those up, framed them, labeled them, because they're easy to figure out where they are with all the the college streets on it. And from there it just developed and rolled into what you see today. And
it really is something. So it's a hardware store with a little bit of an artistic flair, and now we're about to knock it out of the park, forgive the baseball pun. Dean, how did it become that we were going to set up an art show at a hardware store?
Well, it's an idea I've had for a long time, but I couldn't find somebody to actually take me seriously about this idea to take artists' artworks and place them in a unconventional setting, which is the hardware store, until I met Harry. And that kind of came about because Harry has in the store made his own steampunk art sculpture, which is a lot of artifacts, a lot of hardware stuff that are just not connected to anything. You've got faucets and electrical circuits. So, at a certain point I asked him, this is non-functional, yes? And he said, yeah, and I said, well, that's the definition of art.
I was going to say, if it doesn't work, then it's probably art.
It's probably art.
So it came from there. And now, Amy, you're taking it to the next level. You're taking some of these items out and doing another gallery display of your own. Tell us about that one.
That's right. The Tabor Art Gallery at Holyoke Community College will be running a show from September 8th to October 1st. And Harry will also speak on the 16th. But it's going to be a conglomeration of objects that were handpicked from his collection. He has, as you know, photographs, sculptures, wood carvings, and just
so many different mediums.
Amazing, yes. Or for instance, this display that we pulled out of his store.
Just when you thought there weren't any more springs in the world, this is all you've got
that
right here.
In and of itself is sort of an object d'art.
Exactly.
And will then be transferred to a different context on gallery walls.
And I think a lot of these pieces, too, they transport people back in time a little bit to a place that is warm and more comfortable. You know what I mean? The old town store where people stop into, and that's what you have.
As old as that spring display is, it's still functional. We still use it every day. It probably came from around 1960.
Isn't that something?
We still use it as our sample display.
So I'm sure a lot of people who are watching at home are excited about going where they can see art like this. This is actually the shavings from when people made keys. Is that right?
Correct. Correct.
So now we bottle it up, and it's another Object Day art. If people are interested in coming to the gallery, when can they go, and where is it?
We have our open house, or what do we call it?
The opening reception, which
there you
kicks
go.
off the whole
Opening
darn thing. That's Wednesday, September 2nd.
Correct, 6
Yes.
to 8 p.m.
All right, and you are located at 917 Hamden Street. That's in Holyoke. It's going to be a whole lot of fun.
And everyone is welcome.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. These pictures are absolutely beautiful. You've kept it going. The most artistic hardware store I've ever seen.
The photos show a timeline of our city's history from, transportation to manufacturing to neighborhood life, and come in and look around, and it takes you back in time and to see what a great town we have.
You do. It's a fantastic, fascinating place, and then you do capture it. It's small town America that we're going to see there. So thank you so much. Pleasure to have the three of you here. Come back sometime. If you want more information, you can visit them online, highlandbike.com, right there in downtown Holyoke.